Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learning English with Podcast Conversation. I'm your host, Tony, and today I'm super excited to be joined by my wonderful co-host, Jenny.
Hi, Tony, and hi, everyone listening. It's great to be back here with you all. I'm really looking forward to today's topic.
Jenny, today we're diving into a topic that I think is really important in our fast-paced, always connected world. It's about working in silence. The idea of focusing on yourself and working hard without needing to tell everyone everything immediately. What are your initial thoughts on this?
Oh, that's a fantastic topic, Tony. I think it's something many of us struggle with, especially with social media, making it so easy to share every little thing. The idea of quietly building something or improving yourself without constant public updates feels powerful, actually. It's about internal validation rather than external.
Exactly. And it's not about being secretive, right? It's more about building a strong foundation for yourself, without the pressure of outside opinions or the need to perform for an audience. It's about focusing on your own path.
Yeah, it's like, I guess it's about doing the work because you truly want to, not just because you want people to see you doing the work.
Perfectly put. So let's start with the basics. For our listeners, what does working in silence truly mean to you? Is it just about not posting on Instagram?
Good question. For me, working in silence is about deep, focused work. It means you're putting your energy into improving something, a skill, a project, even your health, without constantly seeking applause or approval from others. It's about the process, not just the show, you know?
I like that, the process, not just the show. It implies a certain level of discipline, doesn't it? Like, you're not doing it for likes, you're doing it because it matters to you. That's a huge difference.
Absolutely. Think about someone learning a new language, for example. If you spend all your time talking about how you're going to learn Spanish, or posting every single new word you learn, that energy could be better spent actually studying Spanish. Right? It's about doing the work, not just talking about the work.
That's such a great point. I remember when I was trying to learn guitar. For the first few months, I was terrible. My family had to suffer through some pretty awful sounds. If I had tried to post videos of my progress back then, oh boy, it would have been embarrassing. I just focused on practicing quietly in my room.
I can imagine. But that's it, isn't it? You allowed yourself to be bad, to make mistakes, to learn without the pressure of an audience judging you. That's a huge part of working in silence. It gives you the space to fail and learn privately, which is so important for real growth.
Exactly. It creates a safe space for growth. No need to look perfect from day one. You can be messy, you can stumble, and that's okay. It's part of the journey to improvement.
So building on that, why do you think it's so important to focus on yourself first, before you start thinking about what others think or how you'll present your progress?
Well, for me, it comes down to building a strong foundation. If you're constantly looking outside for validation, am I doing well? Do they like this? What should I do next? You're building your house on sand. You need to know your own goals, your own strengths, and your own path first. Your own values.
That's a powerful analogy, Tony. Building your house on sand. I agree. When you focus on yourself, you're investing in your own skills, your own knowledge, your own well-being. It's like putting on your own oxygen mask first, before helping others. If you're not strong yourself, how can you truly achieve anything meaningful? It makes sense.
Right. And it helps avoid comparison, which can be a real motivation killer. If you're always checking what other people are doing, or how successful they seem to be, you might feel like you're not good enough, or you might even change your goals to match theirs. But their journey isn't your journey.
Oh, absolutely. Comparison is the thief of joy, as they say. I remember a time I was trying to get fit. I started following all these fitness influencers online, and suddenly, my simple goal of feeling healthier turned into, I need to look like that person. It was exhausting and demotivating because it wasn't my own goal anymore.
Wow, that's so relatable, Jenny. What did you do then? How did you get out of that cycle?
I actually took a break from social media, or at least from those specific accounts. I decided to focus on what I needed. More sleep, healthier meals, and a few consistent workouts a week. No photos, no updates, just me and my own health journey. And you know what? I felt so much better, and I actually achieved my goals, because they were my goals.
That's a fantastic real-life example. It shows how focusing inward helps you stay true to yourself and what truly matters for your own progress. It also sounds much more peaceful.
It really was. Much more peaceful, less stressful. And more effective, surprisingly.
So building on Jenny's experience, how does this inward focus, this working in silence, actually help us achieve our goals more effectively, beyond just mental peace?
I think it comes down to focus and less pressure. When you're not constantly thinking about who's watching or what people will say, you can concentrate better. You're not distracted by the need to perform or impress. It's just you and the task, that deep work, you know?
Yeah, it's like when you're studying for an exam. If you're constantly chatting with friends or checking your phone, you're not really studying, are you? But if you go to a quiet library, put your phone away, and just focus, you learn so much more quickly. It's about quality attention.
Exactly. And there's less pressure. When you announce a big goal to everyone, suddenly there's this expectation. What if you fail? What if it takes longer than you thought? That pressure can be really heavy and sometimes makes people give up.
I've definitely felt that. I once told everyone I was going to write a book in 6 months. And 6 months later, I had about 3 chapters. The pressure was immense, and it actually made me avoid writing because I felt so much shame about not meeting my own very public deadline.
Oh, I totally get that. It's like, okay, now everyone knows, and if I don't do it, they'll think I failed. But if you just keep it to yourself, you can take your time, make mistakes, pivot if you need to, without feeling like you're letting down an entire audience. It frees you.
It allows for a more natural, organic process of growth. You're not on a stage. You're just in your workshop, building things. And when you build things properly, quietly, they tend to be stronger and last longer.
And you also get to enjoy the process more. The joy of learning something new or creating something beautiful often happens in those quiet moments, not when you're thinking about the next social media post. It's a pure kind of joy.
That's a great point. The joy of discovery, the satisfaction of overcoming a challenge quietly. It's a different kind of reward, a deeper one.
So we've talked about the benefits, but it's not always easy, is it? We live in a world where sharing is so instant. How do we overcome that urge to share every little step immediately?
That's the million-dollar question, Jenny. It really is tough. I think part of it is understanding why we want to share. Is it for external validation? Is it because we're genuinely excited? Or is it because we feel like we have to, because everyone else is?
That's deep. Often it is for validation, isn't it? We want people to say, "Good job," or "Wow, you're so smart." But that's a fleeting feeling. The true satisfaction comes from the achievement itself, from inside.
Exactly. One thing I try to do is practice delayed gratification. Instead of sharing every small win, I try to keep it to myself, enjoy that moment privately, and then think, when will this truly be ready to share? When will it be complete or impactful?
I've heard people suggest having a sharing buddy, someone close to you who you can share small wins with, just to get that little bit of excitement out, but without putting it out to the whole world. Like a trusted friend or family member. That can help.
That's a great idea. Like, "Hey, Mom, I finally understood that complex math problem," instead of, "Hey, Facebook, I'm a math genius now." That's much less pressure.
Exactly. And another strategy is to remind yourself that your work speaks for itself. When you finally achieve something significant and you share the result or the impact, it's so much more powerful than sharing every tiny step of the struggle. People will notice the outcome.
Yeah, it's like a grand reveal, rather than a live-streamed construction project. People are more impressed by the finished building than by watching every brick being laid, especially if some bricks are crooked at first.
That's such a perfect analogy, Tony. It also builds anticipation. When you finally do share, people are often more genuinely interested because it's a fully formed idea or a significant achievement. It has more weight.
And you also get to control the narrative. You present the final, polished version, not the messy, struggling behind-the-scenes part, which is totally fine for growth, but maybe not for public consumption. It's your story to tell, on your terms.
So we've focused on keeping things quiet, but eventually you want to share, right? When is the right time to break the silence and share your progress or results?
This is the exciting part. I think the time to share is when you feel genuinely proud of what you've achieved and when you feel it's truly ready. Not when you feel pressured, but when you feel a sense of completion or a significant milestone has been reached. It's about your internal clock.
Right, so for my guitar example, it's not when I can play one simple chord, but maybe when I can play a whole song smoothly or I've learned a difficult piece. It's about having something substantial to show, something you've truly mastered.
Exactly. And it's also about sharing when your progress can genuinely inspire or help others. If you've quietly worked on a fitness goal and achieved it, Sharing your story then, with all its ups and downs, can be incredibly motivating for someone else starting their journey.
That's a good point. When it can serve a purpose beyond just getting likes, like sharing your learning process for a new skill after you've mastered it. You can offer advice or show others the path, like a mentor.
Yes, or if it's a project for work, you present it when it's done and polished, not half finished. Imagine a chef inviting you to taste their dish when it's still just raw ingredients. You'd be like, no thanks.
Good analogy. So it's about quality over quantity of sharing and impact over immediate gratification. It makes the sharing more meaningful.
Precisely. And also sharing when you feel secure in your own achievement, not when you need others to validate it. The validation should come from within first. Then, the external recognition is just a bonus.
That's a really important distinction. The core purpose of your effort should be personal growth, and sharing comes from a place of abundance, not a place of need. It's an offering, not a request.
Absolutely. It's like, I've done this, and I'm proud of it, and now I'm sharing it with you because it's complete and I think it might be useful or interesting. Very powerful.
Wonderful. So wait for the fruit to ripen, then share the deliciousness.
Exactly. Don't pick it when it's still green. Jenny, this has been such a great conversation. Before we wrap up, what are some key takeaways, some actionable tips you'd like our listeners to remember from today's discussion?
Okay, I have 3 main points. First, focus on consistency, not just visibility. It's better to make small, consistent progress every day that no one sees than to make a big show once in a while and then stop. Consistency builds real results.
Love that. Consistency builds true growth. What's number 2?
Second, remember that your growth is for you first, then others. Your journey, your goals, your improvement. It's all primarily for your own benefit and fulfillment. External validation is nice, but it's not the goal, and it certainly shouldn't be the driver.
That's a powerful reminder. Prioritize your inner world. And finally, number 3?
And third, trust the process. Hard work pays off, often quietly. Be patient. Understand that meaningful progress takes time, and most of that time will be spent doing the quiet work, out of the spotlight. The results will speak for themselves when the time is right. Just keep going.
Those are 3 incredibly insightful and actionable takeaways, Jenny. Thank you for sharing them. I think many listeners will find these very helpful.
My pleasure, Tony. I really hope our listeners found this conversation helpful and inspiring. It's a mindset that can truly change how you approach your goals.
Me too. This idea of working in silence is truly transformative. It allows for deeper focus, more authentic growth, and less pressure. It's about building inner strength before showing off outer achievements. So perhaps for our listeners, try picking one small goal this week, maybe learning 5 new English words, or spending 15 minutes organizing your workspace, and work on it completely in silence. Don't tell anyone about it until you've done it consistently for a few days. See how that feels?
That's a fantastic challenge, Tony. Let us know how it goes. When you're ready to share, of course. You can find us on our YouTube channel, Learning English with Podcast Conversation, where you can watch this episode and find more resources. We love to connect with you there.
Yes, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with anyone who might benefit from this message. We love hearing your thoughts and questions in the comments too. Jenny, thank you so much for joining me today for this inspiring conversation.
Thanks for having me, Tony. It was a real pleasure, as always. And to all our listeners, keep learning, keep growing.
And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Remember, focus on yourself, work hard in silence, and let your success make the noise. We'll see you in the next episode.